So I figured I'd take some video of my new lead load all 2 here that I'm using for my trap shells, or new trap shells. You can see I'm loading these Remington gun club holes here. These are all been fired once, but I'm taking these gun club holes here and I mark them every time I reload them. So these ones here, you can tell I'm just gonna reload once. And yeah, I bought this little lead load all 2. It's been working great. We're using the primer feeds on them there that I highly recommend. It makes it much easier for setting a new primer in place. But these Cheddite primers don't seem to work in the feeder as well as the Federals. The Federals work really good. There's Kyle's 20 gauge loader over there, and it works just as well. You can see that these shells have a nice crimp here in the top, and this loader crimps them and loads them up, same as factory. They work just as good as the factory shells. I can miss the clay birds as easy as I can with these reloads as I do with the new factory shells. So again, we're using the Remington gun club holes there. Using Allied red dot powder here, 17 grains in that, and the recipe that I'm doing. Using the Clay Buster white 8 wads, which are similar to the figure 8 wads there, except you got more of a hexagon in the bottom here instead of a true round figure 8. I'm also using number 8 shot there for it, and I've got some old shot came out of my dive weights. That's why some of that's a little more discolored than the other ones. You can see that the lighter colored stuff is out of my dive weights, but I mixed it up in there. We're also using the Cheddite primers, which I think are similar in charge to the Federal 209s, at least from the data I was able to find on them there. But no, these loaders have been working great for the amount of money that they cost. They're real affordable, and I think they work great for beginners there. Very easy, straightforward, and consistent. Do a nice load there, and if I can find a way here to show you how I load some of these up. Can't get my iCam glasses to work, so these shells are fired out of a different gun than I'm going to shoot them in, so I use this resize and die to resize the brass. And the first station here will punch out the old primer there and push the sizing ring down on it. So I'm going to try this one-handed. So you set it in there and bring it down onto the punch there, and that pushes out the old primer and forces the sizing die down. See, the old primer's out. I've already set a new primer in place there. The next station here will force the sizing die off and force the new primer on, and push the new primer in. So there you go, you got it set nice and flush. Next station here, get ready for the powder charge. So I slide that down, slip over the powder charge, and that drops the powder down in there. Don't know if you can see that in there, but trust me, it's in there. So then the next thing we do here is get one of the wads, slide it in there, right, and then I just push the wad down just till I feel some pressure there and kind of tamp it in. I don't really jam it down. I've done it on some of them, but I think you get too much pressure on it, so this seems to work good. I lift it up a little bit and drop the shot charge in. You can see it's filled with the BBs there, and then I put it in here for the pre-crimp. This one in front is the 8-point crimp, while the one in the back there is 6-point. You can see that started the pre-crimp on there really nice. And then the final station here is the final crimp. You put that down, give it a nice, left-handed wasn't so good. and put the final crimp on there. You can see a nice final crimp. There's our finished product. So obviously it goes a lot faster when I'm using two hands there. Let me see if I can set this up to where you can kind of see me go through one there. So sizing ring on. If I can line it up. Sizing ring on. Punch that old primer out. New primer in. Sizing ring on. Powder charge. New wad. Shot. Pre-crimp. Final crimp. And we have a finished cartridge. A couple more here. Oh, and I screwed that one up. Went ahead and put my wad in. Shot my wad for the powder.